Welcome back to my channel, our coin treasure hunt. Today, we dive into the world of Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins, uncovering rare varieties, minting errors, and hidden gems that could be worth thousands. Stay tuned to discover history and value in every penny. Our first coin, the 1979 Abraham Lincoln penny with a large date variety. At first glance, this coin may look like any other penny from the late 1970s, but under the right circumstances, it could reach an amazing value of around $90,000 in today's competitive auction market. To understand why collectors are so interested in Lincoln pennies, it helps to look at the history of the coin. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This coin became historically important because it was the first regular United States coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic figure. The design was created by artist Victor David Brenner, whose initials can still be found on the coin today. The front of the coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Above his head is the word Liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" appears along the top edge of the coin. The year of minting appears beside Lincoln's portrait and indicates when the coin was produced. For many collectors, the Lincoln cent represents more than just currency. It represents more than a century of American history and design. From 1909 until 1958, the reverse side of the coin displayed two wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. Because of this design, these coins became known as wheat pennies. In 1959, the reverse design changed to the Lincoln Memorial, but collectors still use the term wheat penny when referring to the classic earlier design. Over the years, the Lincoln cent has gone through several changes in metal composition as well. Earlier coins were made mostly of copper, while later coins used different mixtures depending on metal prices and production needs. By the late 1970s, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies every year to keep up with demand. These coins were made primarily from copper with a small amount of other metals mixed in to strengthen the coin. Because so many were produced, most pennies from that era remain extremely common today and are worth only 1 cent in circulation. But coin collectors know that even among common coins there can sometimes be rare varieties hiding in plain sight. One detail collectors often study carefully is the date on the coin. A large date variety means that the numbers in the year appear slightly larger, thicker, or more pronounced compared with other coins. These variations can occur when different dies are used during production. A die is the metal tool that stamps the design onto a blank coin planchet. Each die is carefully engraved, but sometimes slight differences appear when new dies are prepared or replaced during the minting process. When a die with a slightly different engraving is used, the coins produced from that die may show small design variations. To most people, these differences are almost impossible to notice, but experienced collectors often compare coins side by side and quickly recognize unusual details. Over time, these varieties become interesting to collectors, especially if they were produced in limited numbers. Imagine finding a 1979 Lincoln penny with a distinctive large date appearance. At first, the coin might seem completely ordinary. The surface may show signs of circulation such as small scratches, light discoloration, or slight wear on Lincoln's portrait. The edges may appear smooth from years of handling, and the coin might not have the bright shine it once had when it left the mint. In coin collecting terms, this type of coin would usually be described as circulated in fine condition. Normally circulated coins with scratches or wear do not attract much attention because millions of similar coins exist. However, collectors understand that rarity can sometimes be more important than condition. If a coin shows a rare variety or unusual feature, collectors may still consider it valuable even if it has circulated for many years. When collectors suspect they may have found a rare coin, they begin by examining it closely with magnification. A small jeweler's loupe or digital microscope allows them to study the details of the numbers in the date and the shape of the lettering. By comparing the coin with known examples, collectors can determine whether the date appears larger than normal or if the coin matches a known variety. If the coin appears to have an unusual feature, the next step often involves professional authentication. Many collectors send potentially valuable coins to professional grading companies where experts carefully inspect them. These specialists verify that the coin is genuine, evaluate its condition, and identify any special varieties or characteristics. After examination, the coin is placed in a sealed protective holder with a label that describes its date, grade, and important details. This process is known as certification or grading. A certified coin carries much more credibility in the collector market because buyers trust the evaluation performed by professional experts. Once a rare coin becomes certified, it can attract significant attention from collectors and investors. Auction houses frequently showcase rare coins during major sales events where collectors from around the world compete for unique pieces. The excitement of bidding can sometimes push the price far beyond what people might expect. If a rare 1979 Lincoln penny with a distinctive large date variety were recognized as an unusual or scarce example, collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents might become very interested in acquiring it. As bidding begins in an auction environment, several collectors may compete against each other in an effort to secure the coin for their collections. As the bidding continues, the price can rise steadily as each collector attempts to place the winning bid. Rare coins often become more desirable as collectors recognize their scarcity and historical interest. In some cases, the final auction price reaches levels that surprise even experienced collectors. Under the right conditions, with strong collector demand and verified rarity, a unique coin like this could potentially reach an auction value approaching $90,000. While not every coin will achieve such a remarkable result, the coin market has shown many times that unusual varieties can command extraordinary prices when collectors compete to own them. Stories like this are one reason why coin collecting continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. The possibility that a valuable coin might still be hiding in everyday pocket change encourages collectors to examine coins carefully. Many surprising discoveries have been made by people who simply took the time to look closely at their coins. Some collectors search through rolls of pennies obtained from banks, while others explore old jars or family collections that have been stored away for years. Occasionally, these searches lead to exciting discoveries that turn ordinary coins into valuable collectibles. Next coin, the 1988 Abraham Lincoln penny, a wheat cent with a large date and AD mint mark. While many coins from this era were produced in the millions and circulated widely, a rare variation with these specific features can be worth an astonishing amount in today's market, up to $60,000, even if it has circulated and is in poor condition. To understand why collectors find this penny so interesting, it helps to know the history of the Abraham Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was historically significant because it was the first regularly circulated coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. The obverse design, created by artist Victor David Brenner, features a left-facing portrait of Lincoln. Above Lincoln's head appears the word Liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust" stretches along the upper rim of the coin. The date of minting is placed beside Lincoln's portrait, providing a simple but crucial detail for collectors. The reverse of the Lincoln wheat cent features two stylized wheat ears flanking the words United States of America and 1 cent. This design was used from 1909 until 1958 and is why coins of this period are commonly referred to as wheat pennies. While 1988 coins were no longer true wheat pennies, they had already transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial reverse. They were sometimes designed with elements that mimicked earlier varieties, and collectors still use the term loosely when referring to certain key errors and variations. The coin also carries a mint mark, a small letter indicating where it was produced. In this case, the D mint mark identifies the Denver Mint. By the late 1980s, pennies were being produced in enormous quantities to meet demand. The composition had changed to primarily copper-plated zinc, a mixture that reduced production costs while maintaining the appearance and durability of the coin. These pennies were used in everyday transactions, vending machines, banks, and countless retail operations, which is why the vast majority of 1988 pennies are common and worth only their face value. However, in rare cases, production anomalies and die variations created coins with subtle differences that collectors prize highly. One of the key features that can make a penny valuable is a large date variety. This occurs when the numerals in the year of minting appear slightly larger, taller, or thicker than those on standard coins. These variations are usually caused by differences in the dies used to strike the coins. Each die is engraved carefully, but during preparation or replacement, slight differences in size or shape can appear. These differences are often imperceptible to casual observers but are highly prized by collectors who specialize in varieties. In addition to a large date, the D mint mark is another detail that collectors examine closely. Mint marks indicate which facility produced the coin, and errors involving mint marks, such as doubling, misplacement, or unusual shapes, can make a coin more valuable. A 1988 penny with a large date and a distinctive D mint mark represents a combination of characteristics that collectors consider particularly desirable. Even though this penny may have been widely circulated and show signs of wear, these specific features make it a collectible item. Imagine finding a 1988 Lincoln penny that has clearly circulated for decades. Its surface may be dull and discolored from handling, scratches from everyday use may cover portions of the coin, and the edges may appear worn and rounded. This is what collectors would describe as a poor or bad condition coin. Even though it lacks the pristine appearance of a newly minted example, it still retains the essential features of the large date and D mint mark, which are key to its value. While many coins in poor condition are usually ignored, this coin demonstrates that rarity often outweighs cosmetic condition in determining value. Collectors often use magnification tools to examine coins carefully. A jeweler's loupe or digital microscope allows them to see the details of the date, mint mark, and other design elements. By comparing the coin to known examples, they can determine whether the date appears larger than normal and whether the mint mark matches recognized varieties. Even in poor condition, these details can confirm the coin's rarity and attract serious interest. Once a coin is identified as a potential rare variety, collectors may send it to professional grading services for authentication. These experts verify the coin's legitimacy, identify any special characteristics, and provide a grade describing its condition. Even coins in poor condition can achieve significant value if the variety is rare enough. Certification adds credibility and confidence for collectors and potential buyers, ensuring that the coin is authentic and accurately described. After authentication, the coin is often placed in a protective holder with a label that describes its date, mint mark, and grade. This process not only preserves the coin but also enhances its marketability. Certified coins are more likely to sell at auction and attract attention from collectors who are willing to pay a premium for rare varieties, regardless of condition. In the auction market, rare coins like a 1988 large date Lincoln penny with a D mint mark can draw substantial interest. Even a coin in poor condition can become the centerpiece of bidding because collectors recognize the rarity of the variety. Auctions often create competition among collectors, which drives prices higher. While many coins from 1988 are common, a certified rare variety can achieve remarkable results. In this case, the estimated value of around $60,000 demonstrates how a small detail can make a huge difference in value. The excitement surrounding rare coin discoveries is a major reason why coin collecting continues to thrive. Ordinary coins, even ones in bad condition, can hide surprises that attract attention from experienced collectors. Many valuable coins have been discovered by people who simply took the time to inspect coins from rolls, jars, or collections stored away for years. These discoveries remind collectors that coins in everyday circulation can sometimes be more than just currency. They can be pieces of history with significant monetary value. Next coin, the 1988 Abraham Lincoln penny with a large date and a mint mark variety. At first glance, this coin may seem ordinary, especially if it has circulated for decades, but under the right circumstances, it could reach an impressive value of around $65,000 in today's auction market, even in poor condition. To understand why collectors value this coin, it helps to look at the history of the Abraham Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This coin was historically important because it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person instead of a symbolic or allegorical figure. The obverse of the coin features a detailed portrait of Lincoln, facing right. Above his head is the word Liberty, and along the upper edge of the coin appears the motto "In God We Trust." The date of minting is located beside Lincoln's portrait, and this detail is one of the most important features collectors study when examining coins. The reverse design of the Lincoln cent has changed over the years. From 1909 to 1958, the coin featured the classic wheat ears design, which earned these coins the nickname wheat pennies. In 1959, the design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, which remained in circulation for decades. While a 1988 penny no longer had the wheat ears, collectors still use the term loosely to refer to coins that display important varieties or errors similar to those found in earlier wheat pennies. The mint mark, a small letter located below the date or elsewhere on the coin, indicates which mint produced the coin. For the 1988 pennies, variations in the mint mark can create collectible varieties that are highly sought after. By 1988, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies every year to meet the demands of circulation. These coins were made primarily from copper-plated zinc, a change from earlier, mostly copper compositions. The change reduced production costs while keeping the coin durable and giving it a familiar copper appearance. Because of this high volume of production, most 1988 pennies are extremely common today and hold little more than their face value. However, certain subtle variations and rare die varieties create a unique opportunity for collectors to discover coins worth far more than 1 cent. One feature that collectors often look for is the large date variety. This occurs when the numbers in the year of the coin are slightly larger or more prominent than on standard coins. These variations can occur due to differences in the dies used to strike the coins. Dies are the metal tools used to impress the design onto blank planchets. Minor changes in the engraving or preparation of a die can result in coins with slightly different characteristics, such as a larger date or altered lettering. These differences may be almost imperceptible to someone unfamiliar with coin collecting, but for collectors, they can indicate a rare and valuable variety. In addition to the large date, collectors pay close attention to the mint mark. The mint mark identifies the facility that produced the coin, and in some cases, the mint mark itself may show unusual features or errors. While a coin in poor condition may seem damaged, collectors recognize that a rare mint mark variety can significantly increase a coin's value. In the case of the 1988 Lincoln penny, having the distinctive large date along with a particular mint mark can make this coin highly desirable, even if the coin has been in circulation for decades. Imagine finding a 1988 Lincoln penny in your pocket change that has been in circulation for many years. The coin may show wear on Lincoln's face, scratches across the surface, discoloration from handling, and edges that are no longer sharp. It might even appear dirty or slightly bent. In coin collecting terms, this would be classified as a circulated coin in bad condition. Normally, coins in such condition have little monetary value. However, collectors recognize that rarity and unique features are often more important than condition. As long as the large date and distinctive mint mark are visible, the coin retains significant collector interest. Collectors often examine coins with magnification tools, such as a jeweler's loupe or a digital microscope. These tools allow them to study fine details, including the size and shape of the date, the placement and style of the mint mark, and other subtle features that differentiate the coin from standard examples. By comparing the coin to reference materials or known examples, collectors can confirm whether the coin is a recognized rare variety. Even in poor condition, if the coin exhibits the correct features, it can command a substantial value. After identifying a potential rare coin, many collectors send it to professional grading services for authentication. These experts verify the coin's authenticity, assess its condition, and identify any special features or die varieties. Authentication and grading are critical because they provide collectors and buyers with confidence in the coin's value and legitimacy. Even a coin in poor condition can achieve a high price if it represents a rare variety. Certification can also increase interest at auctions and among private buyers. Once a coin is certified, it is placed in a protective holder with a label describing its date, mint mark, and condition. This helps preserve the coin and provides credibility for potential buyers. Certified coins are easier to sell and often achieve higher prices at auctions or private sales. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for verified rare varieties, even if the coins are in poor condition. In the auction market, a 1988 Lincoln penny with a large date and a distinctive mint mark can attract significant attention. Collectors specializing in Lincoln pennies or rare mint varieties may compete vigorously to secure the coin. Auctions create a competitive environment where buyers bid against each other, often driving prices much higher than expected. A coin that circulated unnoticed for decades can suddenly become a centerpiece of an auction due to its rarity. Under the right circumstances, a 1988 Lincoln penny with a large date and mint mark variety could reach an estimated value of around $65,000. While many coins from 1988 remain common and low in value, a coin with these specific features can be incredibly valuable despite being in poor condition. This demonstrates the principle in numismatics that rarity and unique characteristics often outweigh appearance when determining a coin's worth. Next coin, the 1985 Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin with a large date and AD mint mark. While many pennies from this era were produced in the millions and circulated widely, this particular variation can command an impressive price, up to $70,000 in today's auction market, even if the coin is in circulated and dusty condition. To understand why this coin is so highly valued, it helps to look at the history of the Abraham Lincoln penny. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This coin was significant because it was the first regularly circulated U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure or allegorical design. The obverse of the coin displays a detailed portrait of Lincoln, facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the word Liberty, while the motto "In God We Trust" stretches along the upper rim of the coin. The date of minting appears beside Lincoln's portrait and provides an essential detail for collectors, as certain dates and varieties are much more valuable than others. The reverse of the Lincoln cent has changed over time. From 1909 to 1958, it featured the classic wheat ears design, earning coins from this era the nickname wheat pennies. In 1959, the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial, which remained in circulation for many decades. Even though the 1985 penny uses the memorial reverse, collectors still refer to certain rare varieties or error coins from this period as wheat pennies for convenience, especially when discussing varieties with large dates or distinctive mint marks. The mint mark, a small letter near the date, identifies which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. In the case of the 1985 D penny, the coin was minted at the Denver facility. Variations in the mint mark or its placement can make a coin significantly more valuable to collectors. By 1985, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies each year to meet demand. The coins were composed primarily of copper-plated zinc, a change from earlier mostly copper coins. This new composition reduced production costs while maintaining durability and the familiar appearance of the coin. With such large production numbers, most 1985 pennies remain common today and are worth little more than face value. However, certain subtle variations in the dies used to strike these coins have created collectible varieties that can be extremely valuable. One feature that makes the 1985 D penny particularly desirable is the large date variety. A large date occurs when the numerals in the year appear slightly larger, taller, or thicker than the standard coins of that year. These differences can result from the use of a specific die during production or minor alterations to the die itself. The change may seem almost imperceptible to the casual observer, but experienced collectors can quickly spot it. Over time, coins with this distinctive feature have become highly sought after, especially when paired with a notable mint mark like the D from Denver. The D mint mark is another important factor in determining the coin's value. Mint marks indicate the facility where the coin was struck and can sometimes display unusual characteristics or errors that further enhance the coin's rarity. Even when a coin has circulated for decades, these small details can make it highly collectible. In the case of the 1985 Lincoln penny, the combination of a large date and the D mint mark creates a rare variation that can command a high price at auction, even when the coin is in dusty and circulated condition. Imagine discovering a 1985 Lincoln penny in a dusty coin jar or old change jar at home. The coin may appear worn, with scratches across its surface, slight discoloration, or dirt collected in its grooves. Lincoln's face may show signs of wear, and the edges of the coin may be rounded from years of handling. In numismatic terms, this would be considered a circulated coin in dusty condition. Normally, coins in this condition would be worth very little. Yet, collectors understand that rarity and unique features are often more important than cosmetic appearance. Even in dusty and worn condition, a coin with a large date and the D mint mark can attract significant interest. Collectors examining such coins often use magnification tools like a jeweler's loupe or a digital microscope. This allows them to study the size and shape of the date, the placement and appearance of the mint mark, and other subtle characteristics that differentiate the coin from standard examples. By comparing the coin with reference examples or known varieties, collectors can determine whether it qualifies as a rare and valuable coin. Even in poor condition, these features can be enough to make a coin highly desirable. Once a coin is identified as a potential rare variety, many collectors send it to professional grading companies for authentication. These experts carefully examine the coin, verify its authenticity, and evaluate its condition. They also confirm the presence of the rare features, such as the large date and specific mint mark. Certification provides confidence to collectors and potential buyers, ensuring that the coin is legitimate and accurately described. Even coins in dusty or poor condition can achieve a high value if they are a recognized rare variety. After authentication, the coin is usually placed in a protective holder with a label indicating its date, mint mark, and grade. This preserves the coin and makes it easier to sell or auction. Certified coins are more trusted in a marketplace, and buyers are often willing to pay a premium for verified rare varieties. For a coin like the 1985 D Lincoln penny with a large date, certification can dramatically increase its marketability and final selling price. In the auction market, coins with this type of rarity can attract significant attention. Collectors specializing in Lincoln pennies or rare U.S. coins may compete aggressively to acquire them. Auctions often create competitive bidding, which can drive the price far beyond expectations. Even a dusty, circulated coin can become the focus of intense interest if it represents a scarce variety. Under the right conditions, a 1985 D Lincoln penny with a large date can reach an estimated auction value of around $70,000. This shows that in numismatics, rarity and unique features are often more important than the condition of the coin. Next coin, the 1960 Abraham Lincoln penny with a large date and a mint mark variety. While many pennies from this year were produced in vast quantities and circulated widely, this particular variation has become highly sought after. In today's auction market, even a circulated penny in dusty condition can achieve an extraordinary value of around $100,000. To understand why this penny is so valuable, it helps to look at the history of the Abraham Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. The obverse design, created by Victor David Brenner, features a detailed portrait of Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the word Liberty, while the motto "In God We Trust" stretches along the upper edge of the coin. The date of minting is placed beside Lincoln's portrait and is one of the most important features for collectors, as certain dates and varieties are far more valuable than others. The reverse of the Lincoln cent also holds significant historical value. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse featured the classic wheat ears design, earning these coins the nickname wheat pennies. In 1959, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial, which continued to be used for decades. Even though a 1960 penny carries the Memorial reverse, collectors often refer to rare varieties from this period in the context of the wheat penny series because they involve important date and mint mark characteristics that parallel the earlier rare coins. The mint mark on a coin, a small letter typically placed beneath the date, indicates which U.S. mint facility produced the coin. For the 1960 penny, a D mint mark signifies that it was produced at the Denver Mint. Variations in the mint mark, its placement, or style can dramatically increase a coin's value. By 1960, the Lincoln penny was made primarily of copper, although the composition had been adjusted slightly over time. The U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies each year to meet circulation demands. As a result, most 1960 pennies are extremely common today, worth only a fraction of a dollar in ordinary condition. However, subtle variations in dies, minting processes, and design details created rare coins that are now highly desirable to collectors. One feature that makes the 1960 penny particularly valuable is the large date variety. This occurs when the numerals in the year appear larger, taller, or more pronounced than on standard coins. Large date variations often result from differences in the dies used to strike the coin. A die is a hardened metal tool that stamps the design onto a blank planchet. During production, a minor modification or replacement of a die can create coins with distinct characteristics, such as a larger date or slightly altered numerals. While these differences are subtle and easily overlooked by casual observers, collectors quickly recognize them and understand their rarity. The mint mark is another important aspect that affects the coin's value. Coins produced at certain mints or with unusual mint mark variations can be much rarer than others. Even a coin in poor condition may become valuable if it displays a rare mint mark, a known error, or a combination of characteristics such as the large date and D mint mark. Collectors often seek coins that combine these features because they represent both rarity and historical significance. Imagine finding a 1960 Lincoln penny in a dusty coin jar, old wallet, or drawer. The coin may have circulated for decades, showing wear on Lincoln's face, scratches across the surface, discoloration, and dirt in the grooves. The edges may be rounded and uneven from years of handling. Numismatically, this would be classified as a circulated coin in dusty condition. Normally, coins in this state are worth very little. However, collectors understand that rarity and unique features often outweigh cosmetic appearance. Even in dusty and circulated condition, a coin with a large date and D mint mark can attract serious collector interest. Collectors examining coins like this often use magnification tools, such as a jeweler's loupe or a digital microscope. These tools allow them to study the size and shape of the date, the placement and appearance of the mint mark, and other subtle characteristics that differentiate the coin from ordinary examples. By comparing the coin to reference guides or verified examples, collectors can determine whether it qualifies as a rare variety. Even in poor condition, if the key features are intact, the coin can be highly desirable. After identifying a coin as a potential rare variety, collectors frequently send it to professional grading companies for authentication. Experts carefully examine the coin to verify its authenticity, identify the presence of any unique features, and evaluate its condition. Certification provides confidence to collectors and buyers, ensuring that the coin is legitimate and accurately described. Even a dusty, circulated coin can achieve significant value if it is a verified rare variety. Once authenticated, the coin is usually placed in a protective holder with a label indicating the date, mint mark, and grade. This preserves the coin and enhances its credibility in the marketplace. Certified coins are more trusted by collectors and often command higher prices at auction. For a coin like the 1960 Lincoln penny with a large date, professional certification can significantly increase its marketability and final sale price. In the auction market, rare coins such as this penny can attract significant attention. Collectors specializing in Lincoln pennies, rare U.S. coins, or coins with minting errors may compete intensely to acquire them. Auctions create competitive environments that can drive prices higher than expected. Even a dusty and circulated coin can become a central piece of bidding if it is recognized as a scarce variety. Under the right circumstances, a 1960 Lincoln penny with a large date could reach an auction value of approximately $100,000, demonstrating that rarity and historical significance often outweigh condition.